Hey YouTube, what goes on? And welcome back to Disavowed Action Figures, bringing you another action figure review. Today, taking a closer look at the Marvel Legends Wilson Fisk Kingpin Hawkeye Vincent D'Onofrio Netflix Marvel Legends figure. Holy crap, am I excited for this one. So excited that I jumped the line. I didn't wait for it to come out at retail in big box locations here in the States. Instead, I picked it up at CMD store for a couple bucks extra plus shipping. So again, don't go running out to Target, don't go running out to Walmart. I have not heard about this showing up there yet, but I'm so excited to have this in the collection. My goodness, I loved Netflix Daredevil. Disney Plus Hawkeye was okay. I didn't love it as much as I did Daredevil, but man, having Vincent D'Onofrio on the shelf against my Matt Murdock Netflix Marvel Legends figure, I am pumped to have this thing. Again, we're going to take a look at it. We're going to crack it open, take it out of the box. We'll take a look at how it looks. We'll take a look at how it moves around. And then my favorite part of all these videos, we will compare it to other action figures in my collection. But before we get to that, if you're new, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It's free for you. It doesn't cost you anything. And it helps us grow the channel tremendously in the march to 5,000 subscribers. Okay, enough waiting. Let's get this guy out of the box and take a look at him. The freaking Kingpin is in the collection. Let's take a look. And actually, just kidding. Before we get to that, I just want to point out he does not come with a Build-A-Figure piece. I think he's going to be packed 2 per case for the assortments when they pop up at Walmart and other places. I'm guessing Target will have dedicated cases, which means he'll probably be all over the place. I just really wanted this in my collection, so I jumped on him early at cmdstore.com. Check it out. It's a great online location to get things a little bit earlier if you can't wait to get them. So there's the rest of the figures in the wave on the cross sell, all to build the Hydra Stomper right there. I don't care about the Hydra Stomper. I'll be very honest. I might buy one more figure in this wave if I catch him at retail at a Walmart or a Target. That's Nick Fury. Otherwise, let's look at Wilson Fisk. And here is the Kingpin Wilson Fisk out of the packaging. As I mentioned earlier, it did have the Hawkeye logo from Disney Plus, as D'Onofrio did reappear as the Kingpin, the same character he played on the Netflix series Daredevil. We don't quite know yet how they're going to build that into continuity, but we're not here to talk about that. I'm just excited to have him in the collection, because whether or not Daredevil would be continuity and be a part of the actual MCU, I don't know. Frankly, I don't care, because this is the D'Onofrio Kingpin that I can put on the shelf with any figure that I choose. Again, not very heavy on accessories. You do get the alternate punching hands. You do get the cane. We'll take a close look at the cane momentarily as an accessory. But overall, first impressions, I was really concerned this would seem too small, having looked at it, obviously on YouTube and other websites. And honestly, in hand, it does not look that bad. I do think this will fit relatively well as far as scale goes with your Daredevil and other figures in the MCU. Let's take a closer look at the accessories, and then a closer look at him, and then move him around. And my favorite thing to do, all the comparisons.
Daredevil was the one behind it all. And what about Daredevil's apologies?
And as mentioned, in terms of accessories, not many here. He does come with his cane. We do get basically like a diamond on the top of that. We get some paint right there on that. Also some paint here, some gold going on, some more gold down here on the black plastic. But again, overall, it's underwhelming when it comes to accessories. What can I say? I think they knew we wanted to buy this guy. And then as far as the fists go, again, 2 alternate hands with the fist, the punching hands. These do both have the horizontal articulation, which we'll talk more about articulation later on, but just pointing it out there, if I don't put those fist hands on for that part of the review, you can see it is a horizontal hinge on the hands. So again, not a lot of accessories, not a Build-A-Figure piece, but it's okay. I wanted it, I bought it, it's in my collection. Taking a closer look at the actual figure itself, first and foremost, head sculpt came out great. He is one bald dude, as we know. At least in the shows, he is bald, as the Kingpin is. Head came out looking fine to me. Likeness on the face looks great. I think different angles, it looks better than others. I think the side angle looks more like D'Onofrio than the head-on, but even the head-on I think looks fine. You have the rustles in the brow going on right there, making him a very serious-looking dude. So again, overall, as far as the head sculpt goes, I'm cool with it. I think it looks great. Otherwise, you can see here, we do get the white jacket, the purple pants. Again, we'll get to articulation later, but we do have pinless in the legs. I think this is maybe Happy Hogan legs I think. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. I'm not a specialist on that. But we do have the pins up here. Wow, wow, right? So we did not get pinless on this guy. But again, at least they're white, so they blend in. They're not as bad. It's just I'm so used to looking at pinless figures anymore. They do stand out a little bit. The black dress shirt underneath, no tie on the neck. We do get some folds here on the arm. Some folds on both arms, obviously. Some folds in the back. Again, this is some reuse going on here, as you would expect. We do have the black dress shoes down below with the laces, peg holes, you know, in case I mentioned later on. But again, overall, dude looks cool. Dude looks menacing. I'm happy to have it. Let's see how he moves around, and then we're going to do some comparisons, because that's my favorite thing to do in these videos, as I always say. All right, so quick articulation on this guy. Head will rotate all the way around. He'll bury the chin about that far down. He'll look up about that far. You will get some pretty good tilt and attitude with the head, as you can see right there. Shoulders all the way around. Will not go too far out because of this piece right here. Upper swivel going on right here in the arm. Double jointed elbow. Again, it is pinned, unfortunately. Hand will rotate all the way around. This is the one hand that actually has the vertical up and down hinge. So that's the one you want to put that cane in for sure. As far as splits, not too much on splits because of the fact, again, you do have the jacket there. This does not come apart. You could probably cut it if you wanted to. Obviously, it's going to affect the torso articulation. Upper thigh swivel, double jointed pinless knees. Kicks himself right in the butt. That will come right back down. Toe goes down very far. Holy smokes, ballerina territory. It will go up about that far. It actually clicks and sounds ratcheted, if you can hear that. We get the ankle swivel at the bottom right there. There is a cut in the waist to articulate this direction and rotate. But again, nothing crazy with the articulation. That's not what this guy's about. Again, he's more looking menacing on the shelf. Which I'm pretty excited to have again. I said it like 5 times, so yeah, you know I'm excited. If you're going to say, just drink, right? Whatever. Don't do that if you're under 21. And one more, if you're just curious, how far forward he's going to kick. About that far forward. About that far back. In a good walking pose, if you really wanted to. So in terms of comparisons, you can see here he does stand slightly taller, I believe, than Matt Murdock Daredevil from the Marvel Legends wave from a few years ago. Again, if you go to the tip of the horns of the mask, you know, obviously it's a little bit closer, but I think you can definitely see, and even I have the head kind of turned here, or pivoted. Let's put his head straight up. And you can see basically straight up, Wilson is slightly larger. He is bulkier. He may need to be a little bit bulkier to be more accurate to the actual show. But I think it's the way that they actually shot him in that show, especially in the original Daredevil series. They just made him look freaking beast mode. And even look at the shoulders here. You can see his shoulders much higher up than Matt Murdock. So again, I think that that scale actually works relatively well. I know we all picture a Kingpin being massive. There goes the freaking cane out of his hand. But again, I think overall they pretty much did a good job. It could have been slightly bigger, but I think for what they used, this is probably fine. So if we're talking Netflix, we got to be talking Defenders overall. I really enjoyed that show. I get that maybe some people didn't, but I still dug it. Nice culmination. But again, we're not here to talk about that. Here are some other Marvel Legends. Here is the Luke Cage from the Luke Cage 2-pack. Here is the John Bernthal Punisher figure from the Punisher Netflix shows. And of course, from Daredevil. And here is the Jessica Jones hanging out. So again, you can see here, I think he does scale well. Luke Cage, bigger than him, and he should be. Frank Castle, he's about the same. The flat top making him look maybe a little bit taller. And of course, the Jessica Jones being smaller as she is the female figure. So again, pretty good look here at what basically can turn out to be our Netflix shelf from the Daredevil and the Defenders saga. And since we do have the Hawkeye logo on the box, here is Wilson Fisk standing with some other Hawkeye characters. We do have the Tracksuit Mafia goon hanging out here. There's Clint Barton, Hawkeye himself, and Kate Bishop. Kate Bishop shaking a little bit here on the rotating base. So again, I think everything sizes up relatively well. I know the biggest complaint from that Hawkeye series was Kingpin's battle or lack thereof with Kate Bishop. But again, whatever. It's movie magic, right? And I know we're talking MCU Marvel Legends with this D'Onofrio figure, but here are some comic book-based Marvel Legends. Here is the Peter Parker Spider-Man Renew Your Vows with the toe joints, and of course everybody's favorite Marvel retro-carded figure the black suit symbiote Spider-Man. And D'Onofrio definitely looks tiny compared to the standing black suit Spider-Man. MCU figures tend to run a little bit smaller, as we're aware, compared to the comic counterparts. So I guess that would make sense. But if you scale properly, you can probably fudge if you really wanted to. And you knew this one was probably coming. I had to back the camera off a little bit, so sorry for the glaring change in perspective. But here is the Wilson Fisk Kingpin comic book Marvel Legend Build-A-Figure compared to the D'Onofrio Kingpin Wilson Fisk from the MCU. Yeah, this comparison doesn't go well. I'm not doing a head swap. I think we all know how that's going to turn out. If you wanted to have the Hand working with Kingpin, here is a Marvel Legends The Hand Ninja. I have a few of these, as you might know, standing with Kingpin. And again, he makes him look really small, so these probably would need to be further back in a picture because it looks kind of silly scale-wise. And first comparison with some other lines and other companies, here is Wilson Fisk, the Kingpin Marvel Legend, standing with the NECA Ultimate Elf figure, and of course, Feral Cheetah from the Plunderlings. And here is Marvel Legends The Kingpin standing with the John Constantine Mezco figure, as well as the Hasbro Indiana Jones Adventure Series Club Obi-Wan Indiana Jones. They all got the memo to wear white, but apparently only two of them knew it was a tie affair. Wilson rolled in, sans tie. Here is the Marvel Legends Kingpin standing with the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Big Mother Fragger Lobo and the Jazzwares Mario. And last, and as everybody loves to say, certainly not least, here is the Marvel Legends Vincent D'Onofrio Hawkeye Kingpin figure standing face to face with the AEW Unrivaled Jazzwares Orange Cassidy. And I really get the feeling that Wilson Fisk is kind of eyeballing Orange here, and Orange isn't even looking him in the face. He's like, I got my title in the backpack. I'm feeling good. All right, so closing thoughts on the Marvel Legends Hawkeye Kingpin Marvel Legend. I like it. I like it. I've said it a lot in this video. You know that. It could have been better in a lot of different ways. It could have been slightly bigger. I think the head sculpt's fine. The accessories, we at least get punching hands. We get the cane with it. Again, don't run out to your local big box locations. I haven't heard of this showing up in stores yet. Again, I got mine at CMD store. I don't mind paying full price for a Legend or even a little bit more than that if it's something that I really want in my collection. And this is something I really wanted in my collection. I loved Netflix Daredevil. Hawkeye, I enjoyed. It wasn't great, but I enjoyed it. So having this actor portraying Kingpin in my MCU for my shelf, for my collection, is important to me. Again, I typically don't spend full price on MCU figures. I really wanted this one. And again, if you have the Daredevil Marvel Legend in your collection from Netflix, you're really going to want to have this. Again, I think it's going to be double packed per case. So you should be able to find this pretty relatively easy at Walmart's and then eventually even at Target's if it's a dedicated case. So you played a long game, you might be able to get it for a little bit less of a price. But again, I wanted it, so I picked it up. So here he was. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you're new, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It's free for you. It does not cost you anything, and it helps us grow the channel tremendously to march to 5,000 subscribers. If you don't mind, go ahead and click that bell for notifications. That way, YouTube actually notifies you and tells you when we post new content here at the channel, like our weekly toy hunts, reviews, and live streams. Leave a comment down below, hit that like button, and for daily toy content and daily toy updates, try checking us out over at Instagram and Twitter at Disavowed_12. Hey, everybody, if you're going toy hunting this week, please try to remember the 3 P's at a toy hunt. Patience, persistence, most of all, politeness. Take care, stay healthy, and I'll be seeing all of you at the pegs.